Greetings to you all from Everything Mental. Alan Sanyu is my name. With me is my co-host.
Doreen Chasimire.
Yeah, and Doreen, we are in the month of women.
Yes, Women's Month.
Yes, Women's
March
Month.
8th, we celebrate every woman.
Yes. So, and the theme for this year is Give to Gain. So when we talk about give to gain, what do we mean in regards to the woman? What is it all about? And we have a special theme from Everything Mental, which is
So we are talking about who carries a woman, as the woman is carrying everyone, who carries her, and relating it to the global theme of give to gain. We feel like women are giving more? Do we feel like women are involved more in the care work and in the workspaces? How does that leave us feeling? As we raise young women, as we celebrate, how are the women gaining from all this? And today we talk about it in relation to the workspace, both the formal and the informal workspace. In the formal workspace, how are we in the positions of leadership? Are we suffering are we becoming the beasts of burden because of too much work, or are we also doing a lot of care work that is limiting us from going into the workspace?
yes. So when we talk about the woman, remember how her day starts. For example, if she's got children, she will start her day with preparation of children for school. Probably make them breakfast, make sure they are well dressed up for school. Goes to work like the morning just started, just like that. Then when everyone asks how she is, oh, I'm fine.
Yes.
But what happens underneath I am fine? How does she process the boardroom politics, the boardroom tension, the stress? Yes, she's supposed to be fine. There are societal expectations, cultural
gender roles,
expectations, gender roles. There are expectations as a daughter-in-law, as a mother, as a wife, as a person in this society she's thriving in. How she balances it is also very important.
And also, how does that, in all that, as she carries all that burden of care work and being in the workspace and trying to meet her expectations of being in the workspace, as we all know, in every workspace, be it formal or informal, you have key performance indicators that you have to achieve. But is a woman in a state of mind and physically, mentally, to do all that? To do all that to perfection? For example, is a woman in position to compete for a promotion at work given the burden of care that they have both at home and the workplace politics that plays out to discriminate or eliminate a woman? So as we speak about this, may we all look at our respective workspaces, our homes. How are we playing this out? How are we helping the woman in the informal sector and the woman in the formal sector, for example, thrive? I remember a scenario many years ago when someone came and confided in me and told me they felt like they were equally qualified for a certain position and everything, but because they were newly married, the demands of being a wife and a mother at that point, yes, a daughter-in-law, the domestic sphere was pulling them more compared to the public sphere. And she was torn between, should I apply? Should I let the other person take it? In that case, how would you advise such a person to play it out? Like, I mean, just thinking out loud. Because for me, I laid out options like, you can have a discussion with your supervisor. You can also have a discussion with your spouse to see if you can reduce on the burden, because the theme talks about give to gain. There should be some bit of collaboration, right? And when a woman gives, give and take. As we are giving, can we also receive?
When I talk of a woman, the woman's expectation, mostly in the African society, it's really heavy. She's had a long day at work. She comes back. She's got to do homework with the children. She's got probably to cook if she's got a very traditional husband. She's got to cook for the husband, serve, as the man is flipping through channels.
Yes.
Yes, so the expectations of a woman are really heavy, that rest is, at times they find rest far away from them. So I think women had got to understand that rest is not luxury. Everything they do, and
Self-care is not
yes,
selfish.
yes,
Yes.
it's not selfish.
Yes.
Yes, so everything they do, yes, you are married to this family, you're now a wife, you've got a new title, the expectations from your husband, the expectations from your new family that you have joined, there are still expectations from the family,
Yes.
your original family that
Yes.
you've come from, even the society where now you have been married, where you're living as husband and wife. The church, probably you have even been married into a different church, from say Protestant to Catholic,
Yes.
born again maybe to Catholic. Yes, so balancing can take a toll on someone's mental
Mental health.
well-being.
Mental well-being.
Yes, so balancing, at times it takes to pause and understand, okay, now this is a new life that I've joined, I've started. How do I balance this? For that lady to say, I cannot go for this role because I'm a newlywed, I don't think that is right for her. Yes, when they appraise you or when they set the rules and regulations at this workplace, they don't
They don't assess your private
assess.
life.
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
it is for all. It is for women. It is for men. It is for everyone.
I remember reading that a woman spends, in terms of care work, a woman spends close to 6 to 9 hours
True.
a day doing that, compared to 1.4 hours that a man spends. And you see, already that's a disparity. Like the level, the ground is not well leveled for a man and a woman. So as we do all the kind of work, even at home as rather at the workspace as supervisors, there are certain aspects we need to put into consideration. As we bring in more women, more girls, we don't need to run from this fact that actually women are carrying the biggest
load.
burden of work. And so we need to come to terms with such incidents and address them in a workspace. For example, what policies are you putting in place to facilitate a woman who is coming in from a
maternity.
daycare, from maternity? There are spaces where they don't have maternity leave. There are spaces where they will not give you leave to take your child to school. You have to be in a sort of a privileged workspace to actually experience this. So as people in the workspace,
Policymakers.
policymakers, knowing the fact that most of these top leadership positions it's men that are in these positions. It's on rare occasions, yes, things have started changing, that women are in these positions. But even then, the women may not know that other women are experiencing this care burden and the work burden at the workspace. So as we do these policies, the guidelines, you can just give someone a holiday. They can maybe replace the day later after taking care of their work, so that they feel like they are being supported in the workspace to be able to achieve their performance indicators, but also to compete favorably with their counterparts.
Yeah. True, I agree. Yeah, the policymakers have gotten a very big role to play in this, to support. Yes, as we talk about gender equality, are we really living the talk?
Yes.
Yes, when we talk about, yes, woman at the top, are we really facilitating them to be the woman at the top? Yes, she's come from maternity leave. They're still calling her, or the baby is crying. She's gotten a temperature. You do not expect her to sit in that boardroom and work normally while the baby is sick. So if you're a policy maker or the lady is your boss, please understand them well enough. When they say, oh, my baby is sick, it is okay. It is okay. Tell them maybe, yeah, you can go for a day or two, first attend to that. They will come back better to serve and do their work normally. Yeah, and then also, I think it also starts from us within, to know that rest is not luxury. We need the rest. We don't have to earn it.
Yes.
When you feel you are tired, it is okay. Go rest. If it's that spa that you feel you should go for that spa treat. If you feel it's just therapy with
Even
your girls,
sleeping.
yes, go for it. if you feel you just want to sleep, it is a Saturday, there's laundry to do, the kids want to go swimming, it's okay, sleep. You will come back when you're well rested. You will come back well energized to even nurse or parent them in a better way. Yes, so I think society already expects the woman to be strong. There's that notion of strong. The woman has got to be strong.
I don't like
and
that.
what carries that?
I don't want to be referred to as the strong woman anymore.
Yeah, anymore. But you used to be.
I used to, when I was much young, and I like the fact that you bring that up. When I was younger, I used to think that it was like a praise. But when you dig deep, it's actually that women carry a lot. And society has made it very normal that a woman should carry literally 90% of every problem and have every solution. While the other gender, while men thrive in the public sphere. Me, I'm expected to thrive in the domestic. I'm expected to thrive in the public sphere. And so that's when I'll come off as, oh, that lady is so strong. She's everything. Those terms sometimes, yes, they look like they're well packaged.
She's
and
an
they,
alpha
yes,
female.
alpha female, Proverbs 31 woman, and all that they are using it to make women accept and make it normal for them to be the beasts, the burdens of work. So I think that some of those notions also we need to evolve. We need to evolve from telling women, oh, you're so strong because you're handling all the problems of the family, while all a man is doing is paying rent and probably doing a few things here and there.
And
not that
even the woman is chipping in.
Yes, and not that we are trying to downplay the role of men, but I feel like there should be shared responsibility, like shared gender roles.
Collaboration
because
and partnerships.
it is true that the women are carrying the most burden. We cannot deny that. Be it in the informal sector, how many of us have shamba men in our homes? It's mostly girls that are doing most of this work. We come back from work and we expect them to have covered like 95% of the work at home. But you also don't consider their mental well-being as they do the work at home.
I applaud men who have stepped into the role. There are men lately who really help their partners.
Yes.
If, for example, the lady is in a meeting or she's held up at work, the man will comfortably go and pick children.
Yes.
The man will go and be with that child at the hospital. While they wait for the mother to come, or even just meet the mother at home.
Yes.
Without goofing about it, without complaining, oh, this, that, what kind of woman are you? No.
And they're also doing the chores at home.
Yes.
They are not many, and also society is there's a way society wants to shame that man into them thinking that, oh, they were bewitched, or they are not men enough, or they become feminine, but that's not true.
Weak.
Yes. Other developed countries have men, for example, take paternity leave to raise a baby, and the woman will go back to work. So I think also society needs to come to terms with the fact that even the men can do this work, and the world will not stop. Like, the world will go on. There will be shared roles. There will be less stress. Alan stresses the aspect of rest. For me, I'm so like I'm like self-care is my thing. If I feel like I've given a lot of myself, I am taking away myself from everyone and first regrouping, rejuvenating myself. And we should not feel like we should not guilty trip ourselves.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm not washing, I'm not doing the laundry. These days, women have also started doing men's work. I don't have to be like, oh, my car is faulty. I haven't done this, I haven't done that. It is okay to take back your time and rejuvenate so that you can, give yourself in full.
And it's not selfish for you to rest. It's not selfish for you to take a break, to go on holiday, leave the children and go on holiday in Zanzibar and just rest. It is well.
Also, the cultural expectations that are put on women. For example, most cultures tell women not to speak out whenever they are having challenges or whenever they are having issues. They expect them to stay silent when they are being exploited, for example, at the workspace, because I mean, some people feel like they are doing a favor to employ women, but also in the domestic space, in our homes, where even if you're experiencing some hardships, you're expected to keep quiet. Also, there are also some cultures where if a woman has been in the workspace and they have been in the workspace, in the public sphere, maybe they have a good position and maybe get married or have a child, people expect them to pull out of the public space and go and nurture a child, or go and be a wife, or go and take care of the grandparents. If there's someone who is sick, it is the woman that is always targeted. They ask them to come and do the caring work in hospitals. And in most cases, some hospitals, rather some bosses may not be willing or patient to wait for this person to come back. In most cases, you find that some of these people will lose their jobs, both in the workspace, those that maybe own businesses, or those that are working in the informal sector. But also we would like to build on other society
Yeah.
expectations. And
Yeah.
Alan, over
Other
to you.
societal expectations. Look at a woman. She's planning to enroll for her maybe master's or PhD, and she's going to a country like Canada or, for example, or UK, and she's got to leave her comfort zone, which is home, say Uganda, and she's got to go and study. If it's the man, no one will judge them. But when it comes to the woman, society will easily judge them. Oh no, she's insensitive. How can she leave her child? How can she be leaving her family just to go and study? Yet, on the other way around, for the man it's okay. So yet we are in a world of gender equality. So if we are in a world or society of gender equality, why should it be okay for a man, and then the load on the woman should be a lot? It's family. They should sacrifice for family. They should sacrifice for work. They should sacrifice for woman. It's supposed to be sacrifice everything. So this also does not leave them mentally. Before you know it, they are sliding into depression because of regrets. Oh, I should have done this course, but because of ABCD, later on they are looking at their life, they are not where they should have or where they dreamt to be, and then they slide in depression.
When you speak about that, you also remind me of an aspect of where sometimes these women are actually forced to go with their children and leave behind a very free father. But because you're a mother, you carry the burden of, okay, I'm going to maybe go for further studies and go along with my children, because the nurturing role is entirely up to me as a woman. And in most cases, there are lots of hardships that you experience. You may not finish the degree, you may not, a lot of hardships, a lot of mental toll. You have no care, you have no support as a mother in probably a different space. And also that has a lot of mental toll. I'm sure people who have experienced that can bear us witness.
Then we can also look at a person from an informal sector who has just given birth, for example, and she's supposed to be going back to work in a week. In a week, they expected to go back to work, but how is the mental well-being of this person? Are they really
Even the physical.
Yes, even the physical. They've not nursed, they've not healed enough to come and be productive at the workplace that they are being called back to. Yes, so they are being called back to work, 7 probably, because now the challenge with the informal is there's no structure. The boss runs a one-man's show or a one-woman's show. If I call you, you must come now. Yes, you have to make it now, immediately. So it's the woman ends up coming to work not okay, and most of the times women, we tend to be very gullible, that the man will easily intimidate the woman. Oh, if you don't want, oh, then it's entirely up to you. And then they come, but they are coming to work. They are not receiving what they give. Yes, they are not well nurtured, well prepared
Yeah,
to
well
come back to
prepared.
this workplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, which really is very inconsiderate of employers at in the informal sector.
I've had an opportunity of doing both formal and informal, and I've seen scenarios where mothers just have to bring their newborns to the for
Shop.
example, a shop, and with the setup, the atmosphere and everything, but because you're being pushed to go out of your way to make sure that you make ends meet. And we also have to appreciate the fact that there are families that are headed by women, not like if our family is headed by a woman, they are doing both the reproductive, for example, both the reproductive and the productive work. And that pushes them to go out of their comfort zone. That pushes them to do everything beyond even their capacity. Yet society is glorifying them, all the strong women of this society who are taking the children to school, who are paying tuition, who are doing all sorts of things. Society glorifies them without looking beyond the face, beyond the physical structure. What is the mental toll? What is the financial toll? What is the burden that this woman is carrying? And as a society, as government, as policymakers, how can we be there for this woman? How can we put up structures that can actually, yes, to help such women?
With all these expectations, societal and cultural, they don't leave the woman the same.
Yes.
So we've got to be kind to a woman. And anyone out there, and you're a man or you're a fellow woman, be kind to your fellow woman. You do not know what they are going through. Underneath what they are saying, oh, I am fine. There's that notion of everyone says I am fine until you have a deep discussion with them.
I had a supervisor who used to ask, but how are you for real?
Not I remember, just I am fine.
I remember sometime back, someone asked me, but how are you for real? And to be honest with you, I just saw tears running down my cheeks, because the real thing like touched my humanity. And I was like, I'm actually carrying a lot, as opposed to, hey, I am fine. Yeah.
Yes, so everyone says I am fine until you have a deep conversation with them. Yes, so as a fellow woman at that workplace, be kind to your fellow woman. There's also, there are also women, at times we women, we are not kind to fellow women. You'll find a woman who is a boss, but because there's an opportunity for a man and a woman, they would rather give it to a man because it's a man than the fellow woman. Yes, so I think we've got to be kind to one another. Yes, this girl might be dressing better than you, and you know, women can be too petty. Sorry, yes, I'm a woman, but women, we've got to overlook certain things if we've got to be elevated to other levels or grounds.
And I also feel like on that factor, it's because also society has placed aspects of women fighting each other, and normalizing it and making it seem like it is okay. I don't think any of us is born hating a fellow woman or hating a man or hating, it's like racism. No one wakes up and a black person is hating a white person just for just. It's because of what society has placed in our everyday growing up, socializing in schools and what, that we also normalize that kind of hatred. But in reality, at the end of the day, we are all human beings.
And there's that notion of women are emotional. Women are emotional.
So are men.
Yeah. Yes, so yes, as you're saying, women are emotional and all. Please look at the context. Yeah. Yes, they are emotional, so is everyone else. But be kind to one another. Be kind to your fellow woman. Be kind to your co-workers. Let's create conducive working environments for everyone, especially the woman. Yes, so as we wind up, we are advocating give to gain, give to gain.
Give to gain.
Yes, so
we are advocating for equality, we are advocating for fairness in the workspace, we are advocating for policies and structures, we are advocating for sisterhood. Can we be, can we be our sister's keeper?
Yes.
If I'm Alan's keeper, I'm definitely not going to want to let her down. I'll share opportunities with her. I will create a platform where we can build each other and not break each other. But also that there's just shared gender roles. Yeah, shared gender roles, shared responsibilities. No woman is just trying is out there trying. The world is just trying to stumble on every potential that of every potential woman that tries to come out. So for me, and I'm also hard on policies and guidelines. Even if it's an informal sector, for example, there should be for example, the minimum wage. I mean, that can be a discussion of another day, but there should be structures that also facilitate the informal sector for people to have time for themselves. Yeah.
Leave for maternity,
Yeah.
leave days for women also to take care of other things. Yeah, so as we wrap up, when we talk of the woman today watching everything mental, who carries you? Who carries you as you're carrying everything else around you? Who carries you? Do not forget yourself. Don't forget yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a mother. Yes, you're a wife. Yes, you're a daughter-in-law. Yes, you're a responsible citizen of this country. Yes, you're a cultural advocate. But please do not forget yourself. Yes, if there's no one carrying you, carry yourself. Carry yourself. Understand there's time to rest, there's time to pause, there's time to sleep and rest, there's time to just go and spoil yourself. For the men that have been there for their spouses, for any support system when it comes to a woman, kudos. You're doing a great job. Please don't stop. And for those that are not doing it, please, we encourage you. Please support these women. Please find out beyond the I am fine. Who are they really fine? What kind of load are they carrying? Yes. So we've been,
Everything mental, and happy Women's Month.
hey, happy Women's Month.
Bye bye.
Bye.